He's 10 minutes round the corner, so I'd charge him an extra 25 quid for this. Woo, good morning everyone. So it's been a while since I put a video up. I've been so flat out, I've just not had any time to do a video, but today I'm going to go through some tools, just new tools that I've bought and stuff that I've been using recently. But first things first, I've got to go and I'm actually off this week. This is the day after bank holiday, so the Tuesday. I've actually got to go and price a job, so I thought I'd take you along and we can see what it's going to cost them. So I've fired the old beast up. Let's go and check it out. So I know it looks no different, but I am now at the job. What was that? 15 minutes. So yeah, good. Got a coffee from McDonald's. Picked up this book. Let's go and have a look. What an absolute shock. You arrange to go and meet somebody at their house and they forget that they've actually arranged for you to come round. But luckily, it's 10 minutes round the corner, so I'd charge him an extra 25 quid for this. Oh, right, so yeah, I've just been in with a client for maybe 40 minutes. He said it was just a fuse board, but then you look around and he's doing sort of renovation on the flat. It's got a solid ceiling. Yeah, sorry, so as I was saying, he just wanted another chat with me. So as I was saying, it's a solid ceiling, again, like the last flat I've just done, and it's battened down, but it's all finished. So, yeah, so he's had an electrician come and look at it. He said, yeah, I can change a fuse board, £250. I said, what's he allowed for? He said, well, I don't know. So I've checked the mains water bonding, it's copper coming in, so it has got to have a 10mm to it. I said, did he look at that? He said, no, he didn't look at that. I said, well, if he's touching the fuse board, he's got to be upgrading the earthing system. So yeah, so obviously my price is going to be more expensive than this guy, but I'm going to do a much better job. But I don't know, do the clients don't understand this, do they? Don't know what they're getting. So I've told him I want to come and do a test on it before, an EICR, and then that will give me any, you know, then the liability is back onto him. It's not me spending 3 or 4 days fault finding and, you know, in 3 or 4 days, but you know what I mean? It's just money out of our pocket again rather than putting it back onto the client. So I've told him I want to test. He's quite keen for me to come and do it, but I don't know what's, you know, he's not going to go with the price, so let me know what you would charge. When I finish this video, I probably would have done my quote, so I will let you know exactly what I'm going to charge him. But you can see from the pictures I've just uploaded, it's more than just a fuse board. He's got his son chasing in socket. He said, I'll just change the face plates and, you know, I'll test it. I said, well, how are you going to test it? He said, I'll plug my tester in. I said, yeah, but you're not checking anything. You're not checking continuity of the cables or anything. You don't know if you've got ring mains, you know, open rings. So I hate it when people do the work themselves because they haven't got a bloody clue what they're doing. So I'm going to head back home, probably do this quote, and then I'm going to show you some tools and stuff. But yeah, it's bloody frustrating, isn't it? Yeah, while I'm on a bit of a rant, I said, what's this box doing here? He said, oh, it's a single socket. I said, well, what are you doing with it? He said, well, I've chased it in, I've put a blank plate on, I'm just going to fill it over. And there was like 4 or 5 in there. I said, why would you fill and hide an old socket in a wall? I said, it's got to be accessible, mate. You may as well just put a socket on it. What's the point in just hiding it? I said, how's the next bloke, if that goes faulty, how's he going to find that in the wall? He says, well, I don't know, I'm just learning as I go, really. I said, well, yeah, great. Right, so I've sent the guy his quote via email. He's already got back to me, so I'll let you know what my price was and what he said at the end of this. But I just want to show you some tools now, really. So just bearing in mind, these are not all electricians' tools. These are just general tools. But as we all like tools, I thought I'd just show you, you know, things that I've bought and, you know, what I've got. First thing I've picked up is this little Bergen metric Hex Bit Socket Set. These come really handy when you've got big Allen keys if you like to undo. So these are in the, that's a 1/2 inch. I think this is the one I want. If you're a Renault guy, you'll know why I need this. That's really why I bought it, for that really. But you get all this with it. Quite a nice set. Bergen's K-make. I also picked up this nice little draper. This is a 1/4 inch. Yeah, 1/4 inch drive. No, this is a 3/8. Sorry, 3/8 drive torque wrench. Draper, yeah, pretty good quality. The reason I got this one is because it goes to 20 to 110 Newton meters. Obviously I can't comment on the quality yet because I've not used it, as you can see, but we all know Draper's pretty good. And to go with that one, you can see I've not even opened it yet. I got the 1/2 inch drive, so it goes from 30 to 210 Newton meters. And this is the one I wanted really, because I need this high Newton meter reading for some bolts that I've got to do. Next thing I picked up is I see the point in these, because you can put one of your leads, as long as you know the resistance of your lead, you can put your lead and then stick that on a socket and do your R1 R2. But a lot of the time I just take the fuse board cover off, or consumer unit cover off, and crocodile clip my leads in there when I want to do an R1 R2, and then I go round and just plug my my tester in with the, you know, the like kettle lead, if you want to call it. That mine's a Q-Tech, so it has got the individual plugs, but it's a kettle lead at the end of the day. But yeah, I never seem to have any problem doing it that way, but I will use this. Next thing I picked up is this little set. This was about £3 from Toolstation. I'm going to start trying to restore my tools a little bit, because they are getting a bit ropey, my grips and stuff, because I've had them for a long time. Obviously if you look after your tools, they will last. So these are just a drill attachment, and you can just, yeah, easily take off a lot of the rust and grime. The thing I purchased is this definitely Chinese little ferrule crimping set. That's pretty good, to be fair. Yeah, we all know what that's for. It's really good on flexes, actually. A lot of people say don't use it on solid core, but I've never had a problem. So yeah, literally just insert the cable in there, then you just crimp that. Just put that on that crimper there, crimp it down, and it will just crimp all the way around the cable there. I have tried to pull these off, and they are pretty solid. So that's that little tool that I've purchased. Next thing, I got a metal fish tape. I'm not actually sure if I'm going to use these, or do people use these? Let me know what you use it for. But I'm thinking I don't really want to use this in metal trunking, because this being metal, if someone has been a bit rough and scratched a bit of the insulation off of the live conductor, this could potentially become live and not be very exciting for you. But this is a 15 meter, but I suppose I could use this under floorboards. It's pretty self-explanatory. Just, it's got a little trigger there to hold it, and then you can just pull it out as far as you want, and then you just reel it back on this reel here once you press that button in. Obviously it's quite hard one-handed, but Silverline, it's not the greatest quality, but it wasn't very expensive at all. So I will give this a go, and I'll try and show it on one of my jobs, but a bit sceptical about these yet, but we'll see. So next thing I picked up, I broke probably 10 of those little DeWalt bits, so I've bit the bullet, and I picked up some Milwaukee impact bits, PZ2, which is obviously a most commonly used screw. So I'll give these a go. These have got the little, this is meant to, you know, stop the impact on here so much and give it a bit of cushioning, and these tips are apparently rock solid, so we're going to give these a go. These are a tenner for 10, I think. Come magnetic, that is, look. Yeah, so I'm yet to give them a go, but I've seen people use these, and they're really good, and they actually just round the screw off rather than this breaking or rounding off, so we'll give those a go. I also picked up this little land tester. In the previous video, I had a few comments saying you've used it incorrectly, you've actually just checked this end. But just to reiterate, I've used these before, because I do some data cabling for somebody else. But stick this end in your socket end or wherever, and you got to make sure this end corresponds with this end. This will send a signal, and this just makes sure that the cores are the same. So make sure you check both ends. Also, I picked up some yellow 77. This is like cable lubricant. Really good stuff. Apparently you couldn't get this stuff anymore, but you can. If you look for it, you can. They do a blue one, which is not as good as this. So if you're going to go for some cable lubricant, go for this this one here. So previous video I did show you that I picked these up, these CK mighty rods. I used them the other day for the first time through some metal trunking. I was doing an office. Fantastic. These glided through. You get 10 meters worth. Yeah, these are a meter each, so you get 10 of these, 10 meters worth. Fantastic. Tie the cable on, take them off as you go, and you get lots of little accessories in here. So these are really worth picking up. £35, and they're really strong rods. These Wagos and stuff don't obviously come in here, but I picked one of these up. These have got a flexible lid. I think this was screw fix, £6, and then you've got the removable tubs. This just literally bung all my connectors and Wagos, well, not connectors if you like, Wagos. And I did pick up a new set of these. They're quite expensive, but I love these 221s, 223s. These little inshore pushing ones, and these ones for sort of just ring mains, etc. So yeah, nice little box, keeps this all contained. I also use these if I've got a big job on, these big extra large builder's bags. As you can see, there's one sat outside the house. He's coming tomorrow. Found a bloke that will collect that for £85, so £6 for that, £85 to collect it, so you can get rid of all your rubbish for under £100. Last but not least, this mask. I had to do some insulating in a loft the other day. This thing was fantastic. If I didn't have this and I wore a standard mask, I would have got hot, sweaty, it would have hurt, but I wore this pretty much for about 6 or 7 hours, and it was fantastic. You can remove the filters, give it a good clean out, let it dry. I highly recommend these. These are fantastic, definitely worth the money. You know, we shouldn't scrimp on the PPE. These are fantastic, so make sure you go and get one of these. Right, and last but not least, I sent, like I just said a few minutes ago, I sent the guy the quotation to literally allow 2 to 3 hours to do. It's a 2-bed flat, easy. There's about 6 circuits. I allowed 2 hours to do some testing. I knew, you know, pre-testing. If you aren't going to get the fuse board change, or somebody just wants an EICR, you've got to charge a bit more. But I've charged him £90 to do a pre-EICR, but I'll also incorporate that when I do the fuse board. That also puts the if there's any problems, that puts them back onto him. So in my quote, I've put an EICR to be carried out before change of the fuse board, but I will do it, I'll sort of coincide it with changing the fuse board. So if there's any faults that I need to rectify, the time taken, he will be charged. What else did I allow? I allow 10 meters of 10 mil. I've got to drill 2 holes. I think I charged him £95 to install the water bond. Easy, an easy £95 there. I've already got a drum on the van, and also to change the fuse board, I think total job cost, I think, is £625 for those 3 items. I've allowed a split load board, no SPD because it's not needed. He's not got any electronical equipment. He's in a ground floor flat. It's 2 floors, so SPD is not needed there. So yeah, dual RCD board, which he's happy with, 10 ways, give him 4 spare to allow for if I need to wire anything for this kitchen. And I'm pretty confident now. I've quoted for the fuse board change and test, he's going to give me the other work. So you've got, you know, speculate to accumulate. So yeah, that's it. So I think it's £625 all in, and it'll probably take me half a day, so I can't really grumble at that. So sorry it's been a bit of a short, weird video. I wanted to just get a video up just to say thanks to all the subscribers and the views, etc. Jobs coming through. Yeah, I'll see you on the next one. Take care, guys. Let me know down in the comments anything. Give me I try to read them all. There are some stupid ones, but you know how it is. It's YouTube Warriors.